Hi everybody, Roland Martin here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about swimming Senkos. You know, that's really a big deal. I've really had a lot of success. This is the spawning season. I'm in Central Florida right now at the Headwaters Lake, and I'm going to use the big 5-inch swim Senko. It's kind of a neat deal. This is kind of a dark one. It's a black one, and how I rig it up is I come in with a pretty big hook, a 5/0 hook, and I come in pretty good. It's a nice hard plastic. I come up on the shank of it about 3/8 of an inch and bury the hook in there like this. Okay, now I'm going to use a weight. This is spawning season, and I want to kind of come over top of the beds, and that would be a really good deal. Clip right there. Okay. This is 17-pound fluorocarbon. Okay, I'm going to come down these areas, and basically what I do, a swim Senko is just a regular Senko, but it has a tail that swims. Now you can fish it like a regular worm. You can fish it like a regular Senko because it is a Senko, but you can also, as it swims, the tail action is really great. Now in the spawning season, there's bass in these shallow areas. So I'm on the edge of like a little canal right here. Water's kind of shallow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm swimming it over where I think they're bedding. Now here's the deal. I can't see where they're bedding. I mean, I have polarized glasses and I can see, but this water's real dark. That water's real shallow right here, but I can't see the bottom. And so the fish can see the swimming Senko and they'll hit it, and you can cover a lot of water. But when you get a strike or if you just think there's a fish there, or you see a swirl, you can slow down and fish it like a regular Senko. You don't have to swim it. So let's get started. I'm going to ease along here and just ease along and make a nice long cast. That's the beautiful thing about a swimming Senko, is you cover a lot of water. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to cover some water today. It's a favorite rod. Swimming along. Sometimes I'll just stop it, and then I'll just swim it along. Get my drag adjusted just about right, and see what happens. You know, that's the thing about worm fishing. One of the biggest issues with plastic worms is that you can't cover enough water. Well, this is a way of covering a lot of water. In other words, a swim Senko, you can cover a lot of water fast. Now, I saw a swirl off that point. That swirl, it could be one of two things. It could be a big bass on a bed or something like that, or it could be a tilapia. I don't know, but I'm going to cast a little bit farther, and I'll just going to reel it in there and see what happens. I kind of missed. Swimming along. Sometimes when I think I'm in a good spot, I'll just stop it and let it sink to the bottom. And just kind of swimming. I'm coming through some hydrilla. And that's one of the neat things about this lure. You can swim it through a lot of heavy cover. I mean, like hydrilla and lily pads and logs and stumps and a little bit of everything. So it's a pretty neat deal. There's one. I got one. Swim jig, yeah, swim jig time. Okay, I'm gonna hit the spot lock. Maybe there's another one here. Swim jig. Well, it's a swimming Senko, and what I'm doing is very easily, nice little fat one. I just switched to the little bit bigger one up. This is the 6.5 swimming Senko. Okay. Let me get, oh, I swear to God. That's a 5/0 special hook. Now this is an EWG hook by Gamakatsu, but it's a special surgical steel, and it's the strongest steel that they've ever had in a hook, and it really, really works good. So, okay, I got a 3/16 of an ounce weight on the top, and I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, throwing it out there, and reeling it in slow and easy. Slow and easy. And every once in a while, I'll maybe just stop it. There's some hydrilla here. And just kind of I got my spot lock. Notice I have my motor, I'm not even touching the trolling motor, and it's turning and moving. Kind of cool. Okay. No, sometimes there's more than one fish in a spot, because when they flooded this whole big 10,000 acre Fellsmere Farm area to form this headwater lake, there were dozens and dozens of big fields and ditches and canals and irrigation ditches, and then they came along with what they called the enhancement, and they came in with heavy equipment while it was still just dry farmland. And they dug holes and built islands, and all through there's ridges and islands and holes and canals, and this is a big gravel pit kind of a thing here. So there's a lot of structure, a lot of deep water areas that are connected with shallow water areas. So plus there's hydrilla, plus there's cypress trees, plus there's hyacinths. There's just all sorts of really neat stuff here. So anyway. Oh yeah, little bass. Little bass on the old Swimming Senko. We'll come out with this guy, see what happens. Oh well. Not big, but hey, it's something. Swimming that Senko along. Okay. You know, I can fish this swim Senko just like a regular Senko. If I want to, I can just pitch it and flip it just like a worm. So I don't have to swim it. In these thick places, I can just kind of come in like this and just flip it right into a little, pitch it and flip it just like you would a regular Senko. And they'll hit it the same way, except sometimes they hit it when it's swimming, and that's a big deal. Okay, I got a bass on right here. Okay, it's a pretty good one too. Not a bad swim bait bass. Not a bad swim bait bass. Yes, sir, son. That's what it's all about. That's what it all, old swim bait. Let me just show you what I used. I put the watermelon red on, and that was really a big deal. The watermelon red seemed to be a better color. Decent bass. Okay, let's try it. Right out here. I was coming right down the edge of these lily pads. What I have here is I have a 17-pound fluorocarbon on this Solace reel, and this is one of my 7-foot medium heavy action rods, and this is the Phantom series, and it's a favorite rod. It's made by the company called Favorite. It's my favorite as well, but anyway, it just casts really good, and I cast two-handed. I kind of really give a good cast to it, and when I reel it, I keep the rod a little bit off to the side, and of course when they hit it, then I'll swing forward, and it's a worm. It's just like any other kind of worm. So you see me when I normally worm fish. The only difference is a swim Senko and a regular Senko is regular Senkos and regular worms. I'm throwing it out there and I'm holding the rod way high. So I have a maximum amount of sensitivity. But see, you don't need all that sensitivity when you're reeling it, because when you're swimming it, they hit it and you feel it. So and you can react to that, and that's a lot better deal. But anyway, so I reel it. I put a rod down, just kind of reel it slow and easy. And quite often, sometimes, well, I'll work the edges, of course, but then sometimes in the open areas, I'll just let it drop. And let me just kind of work down this edge again. Maybe there's another one here. Maybe there's another one. Just kind of just reel it down the edge. Okay, let's see what I can get going here. Come on, Bass. Hey, here's a buddy of mine. Here's Jeff Reed. Now, Jeff Reed, he's mapping the lake. Hey, Jeff. Hey, come on over. Hey, Jeff is a great friend of mine. Jeff Reed is from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we've fished together a lot, and he's got a big job mapping the lake. So let's talk to him.
I told her it'd be a flipping bite until they hadn't moved out yet.
I've only flipped about 20 minutes, and I got most of half the fish I caught, but I'm trying to do this thing on this thing.
Yeah, on that skinny dipper.
Well, it's kind of like that. Do I got one? I guess I got one. I guess I got a bass on. Yeah, look at that. Hey, hey, folks, I'm talking to my buddy GoPro. I'll talk to my buddy Jeff, and I got a fish on.
Hey,
if
bro,
I
reel that one in.
Huh?
Pretty good one, too.
It's a good one. I was telling Jeff that it was kind of a tough bite, and not a bad bass. My best one today.
Well, of course, I'm lucky, bro.
That's the best bass today, folks, on a swim jig, on a swimming worm. Well, anyway, I was telling Jeff. Jeff's mapping the lake. He's out here with his mapping, and he's actually finding where all the ditches are, and you're putting together a very comprehensive map, right?
Yeah, Roland, I've done 1,480 some odd miles already out here in the last 7-8 weeks.
Yeah.
And this fishery is unbelievable.
It is.
There's places that people don't realize. Most of the people are sitting where they should be fishing. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let this one go. Do you want
That's
it?
pretty.
Yeah, that's a good.
Pretty.
That's a pretty bass, folks. Big old 3 or 4 pounder. But anyway, that's the biggest one I've caught all day. I haven't caught a big one.
The bigs are going to bite today.
I think they're going to start.
I've been down here so many days in a row. I know. I get that feel. Well, you know it is.
Yeah.
You get that feeling when they're going to go and start.
Yeah.
But
well, now tell us a little bit, Jeff, about what's this map going to be? What kind of a map's going to be?
Well, I work for Lake Master and Humminbird.
Okay.
And these maps will only work in a Lake Master or Humminbird unit, or you can get the app called Chart Select. You can go there and you can get an app. And called Fish Smart.
Okay.
Which will allow you to superimpose the. You can actually put the grid lines, 1-foot contours of the whole lake in the deal.
Okay.
And you'll be able to navigate out here very safely. And there's a lot of shallow humps out here.
Right,
I know
sure,
you've hit your fair share.
Well, see, being an old farm field, I looked at the old aerial maps of the lake before it was ever built. There's thousands of little canals everywhere. And then when they came in to enhance it, they made all these channels everywhere over the which way.
There's a lake right over here.
Oh, yeah, that's
26 feet deep, and another one over here. And then in this area, they dug potholes.
Okay.
And they've got little areas that are 14, 15 feet deep, and they built complexes in there.
Okay.
So it may be 14 here, and then they got a ridge that comes up to about 8 feet, and then it drops back into 12 or 14. So it's got so many ambush points for bass.
Okay.
I mean, you know, they can stage so many places. Everybody I see comes out here wants to go to the bull rush.
Right.
You know how we all like to flip those bull rushes.
Yeah.
But a lot of the fish, the big fish, are being caught by the old men sitting in the seat throwing a Senko out there.
Okay, that's it.
And it's really fun watching all the people and how they fish this thing.
Well, you know, this is kind of a Senko deal, and this is. But what it is, this Senko is with a swimming Senko, and I just caught that one good one. It's the only big one I've caught so far. Of Caught a couple of decent ones.
You got to remember, this map boat brings luck.
I know. That's a 6.5 inch Swimming Senko, and I come into the front of it like this, and let's see. Let me get a new one.
Yeah, get a new one.
And I'll show you kind of what I'm doing. I'll show you, and then I'm showing the audience as well. That map's going to be something.
I've put a lot of time and effort into it. You know that.
I'm coming in the front, and see, I fished with Jeff up on Chickamauga, and we caught some big old 8 and 9 pounders and all kind of big old bass.
They're catching them good right now.
Are they?
Too. Yeah.
Okay, that's the Swimming Senko right there, and I'm just basically just throwing it out there, and like you just saw me do just a minute ago, I'm just reeling it along.
Yeah, most of the strikes come right after you pull off that grass.
Right, in the little holes and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, Jeff. We'll see you later, and thanks for all that good mapping. Now, Jeff's a great guy, and we've done a lot of fishing together. Jeff Reed from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Well, I've shown you a few things about the Swimming Senko, and we've caught a few fish. But it's a viable bait. Come the spawn, like right now, and the water temperature's around 70 degrees, that Swimming Senko can really catch some fish. So keep it in mind. It's a great way to catch them. Hey, folks, thanks for watching my YouTube. Hey, thanks for subscribing. We'll see you again soon.